Today, my meatless Monday, although medicinal, I'm going to have a teaspoonful of honey with my coffee, my throat, my voice, and everything else is plant-based, I suppose. I'm going to have, I recently ate one of those. I was told to get some OHIP covered physiotherapy because I was in the hospital long enough. When I phoned around, they said I didn't qualify because I wasn't in the hospital long enough. Overnight. It had to be 24 hours. But when I did my research, I never saw any mention of 24 hours, just said overnight. And I was there from around 8 p.m. to whenever the next day, maybe 10 a.m. or whenever, 11 a.m. We didn't leave the hospital until later. And what surprised me is one and more of those other people are and or were internet trolling me. And predatory, premeditated, resented me. I'm not being paranoid. I know it happens. Healthcare workers, Been on the internet for how many years? As the semi-retired person that wants to do more athletics, be more active, athletic, walk fit, dancing, lessons, maybe a little show. I did some variety shows and stuff. And I just thought since my 50th birthday, I could do more with my acquaintances, ex-co-workers, friends, and family, and all their support, including all the alleged walkathons for actual. And all I got told today was to continue with the physiotherapy exercises given to me prior to the most recent June 5, 2025. I fainted. I did not fall. I fainted. Big difference. I fainted. I couldn't get any physiotherapy. I mean, sure, I could pay for it, but then if I'm going to pay for it, I might as well go back to one of those centers and take chair exercise classes or something. My hand hurts today. I've used it some. I'm going to have to stop using it a while. I suppose I could put this, although it doesn't fit me properly, I can try again. Keep it stabilized. This doesn't fit around here properly. I suppose I need to take a pain reliever. Opioid. I try not to because it's addictive and I don't want to get addicted to anything. I just wanted it mostly for at night, when I'm lying down, even on my couch, just laying down, because it helps my back, neck, and knees feel better. My hand, and then I have to take a muscle relaxant because my neck, back, and that also helps my knees lots. Feel better. Go get my water. Got my hot coffee, as I mentioned earlier, and some honey. Some people maybe saw and heard me functioning more than most would with a broken wrist and all the other wounds and injuries. That's just because I'm not lazy like that. I get bored just laying around feeling sorry for myself, and who else is going to do it for me, you know? I have to do stuff. I've always had to do stuff. You know? I can't clean I can do some stuff. I just can't clean up, you know, tidying. I did do some, and I'm going to do more today. Just this is bothering me so much. I made phone calls, etc. It's just sore, painful, very uncomfortable. And this doesn't fit right. It's just annoying. But since this has begun to, this feels a lot better here. Everything 2024 is just delayed everything that I was supposed to be doing and did. When someone threw a suitcase at me, my mom's suitcase at me, to me, and November 12, 2024, other people lied about my parents and my parents' parents and my parents' parents' parents and my parents' 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 parents, and all animals and all pets, all fur babies and myself and others, and more lies just on top of it all, and all media, all internet, all should, can, could, may, must, and need, and shows and tells, showed and told All those other people mentioned names Bellis and myself named Bellis. Should, can, could, may, must, and need be seen and heard. Good people. Not all that other stuff. We're good people. The ones alive, good, and the ones that died dead, good. Awesome. Not all that other stuff by other people that were not good and were not awesome. Yeah, this doesn't hurt as much. As I said, I probably cracked her. Well, I got a cracked rib, maybe a broken rib, fractured rib, and it's healing. Could have been when somebody threw me up against my wall, November 12th, 2024. Could have been one time when I fainted. I had difficulties breathing in February this year, February 23, 24, and earlier. Maybe that was it. Could have been because I was coughing and having difficulties breathing, and diagnosed influenza type A virus positive in the hospital. Maybe all that coughing in addition to all that other stuff. And I hope my next fur baby, next pet, that is, doesn't see and hear the same as my dead died cat. My pussy cat died. I haven't witnessed all that before. It all happened all during, the euthanasia. Other people, others, I hope, I really do. That's why I don't like watching TV, internet, lots, videos, stuff, because promotions and showed and told lots of cruelties other people did to animals. It's not good. It's not awesome, any of that. I want to help, but I don't know how, other than to give a little bit of money. If everybody gave a little bit of money, maybe more can happen, If everybody donated a few dollars, or even just a buck or two, maybe some animals, more animals would be less hurt, would never be hurt. Never be hurt. They'd never know that violence. Not ever. This all began, my mother, alleged side of my family, and alleged relatives, other relatives, Thompson, and alleged suicide outside, downstairs, outside, and alleged police and alleged coroner allegedly tried to identify the dead person. Face, etc. Dental records, fingerprints. So eventually they came to my door, once and for all. And I was vlogging, live streaming, and I didn't get to turn it off. It kept recording. All that happened, not faces, but you could hear the sounds and voices. And all those other people, noises, disturbances made. The making. Themselves. They didn't have a search warrant. They didn't have any evidence, a wellness check. They didn't have an arrest warrant. They had nothing. Yet they were brutal and they forced entry. They would not let me close my front door and go get my mom. They forced entry. They restrained me from coming to get my gravely ill pussycat that was here in his furniture, in his basket. They refused until some of them went into my mom's room. They wanted to get closer to my mom. They wanted to touch her, and I said, oh, no, you don't. I was like, well, I was thinking that at least. I was like, oh no, you don't. And so was my mom. My mom was woken up. She yelled. She screamed in fear. And then they were like, oh, we made a mistake. Oh, let's go. We're sorry. We didn't know that. Blah blah blah. Whatever they said. It's oh, you can watch it. I, you know. And then the police came after that because I reported those other ones, and they said they asked for the link to that live stream so they can witness everything that happened verbally. And they, as you know, police brutality, not any evidence, and they, it's always hearsay. They had not any witnesses that they alleged because it was after hours. I mean, the only persons that were around that I know of were the securities guards, parking security, and alleged concierge. Other than that, property management, that's allegedly property management. Anybody else wasn't around. So, because we came home and there was nobody. Just the security guard, the alleged concierge. And the, all security's cameras on recorded that everybody who had on and out from front doors. So, and I went to the hospital and I had some soft tissue injuries and something with the muscle in my neck. And then my cat health began to deteriorate all the faster. He made it to Christmas. He saved Christmas. He saved my Christmas. He saved Christmas this year, past. And then he got sicker and sicker. And the week before, I was told by a veterinarian it was time. It was time, and I knew it was time. I just wanted to wait till the very, very, and then I got told, like I've said before, we could do another biopsy. If we open him up, he'll live a day. If we try to drain fluids, congested heart failure, fluids, he'll live back and forth, getting that maybe a week, two max. So, coming home empty, just this pet carrier thing, and, you know, anyone that's ever had a pet, fur baby, must need understood, I suppose. It's difficult, and that cat was not the first, but to watch it, all that in addition to, and then all the other stuff, including my mom's side of the family, always harassing her, and not wanting anything to do with me, my mom daughter, my mom next to kid, not wanting anything to do with me because I've disowned them. So when they phone called, and if my mom wasn't able to get to the phone, she asked me to get to her phone and answer for her, and then bring her the phone. Okay, I didn't want to talk to that Norman Thompson. I used to hang up on him because I didn't want to even speak to him because he's bad and violent. And so and he didn't care about my mom's health whatsoever. My mom forgot and forget, and I'm the one. Myself and most other, all healthcare workers are helping my mom and my mom not forget more and can get more memories back. And because of internet, those other people, that man, my mom alleged youngest brother, lied to her. The reasons he was canceling is self-invited. He doesn't admit self-invited. He invited himself. His vacation to Canada to meet my mom more. He didn't like the internet. Somebody or he witnessed what was on my community posts page, internet, YouTube, etc. YouTube. And so he was upset. He canceled. And I'm like, Who cares? He wasn't invited. He's not staying here. He's not, you know, he's a troublemaker. And not everybody likes that, you know. I don't. Were my father around, he would have, my dad alive, he would have told him to fuck off a long time ago. Leave us alone. He would have done more. He would have protected us. He would have possibly taken us away out the city and taken us up north and tried to protect us all the more. And he every time he would have reached out, he would have done more. He would, I mean, I'll probably have to get a new phone number, something that's more private that, my mom can't give out. That's just private information. I just keep one that's my mom can reach out to. And not anybody gets my phone number. It's just in case of emergencies. That's what my mom's phone was supposed to be used for, just in case of emergencies, And he's done it before that, Norman. She doesn't know half of what's going on. He used to mail alleging lawyers, and that he was righteous and everything. Yet he's been on the internet and social media and emails, etc., doing internet trolling and lying and racism, prejudices, prejudges, discriminations, bigotry, hate, jealousies, violent, predatory, premeditated, resentful, internet trolling, stalking, It just ruins everybody's good day. And then mom gets secretive, thinking she should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not, showed and told me. That's wrong. She doesn't remember having reported him to the police. Got new phone number. Disowned him long ago. Many of them. Please have that all evidence, all on file. All on file in the databases and everything. Doctors too. And all who, what, where, why. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. One and more Thompson and other person. Other people try to change that, It doesn't go away no matter what. And it wouldn't surprise me if he's been, and hopefully eventually YouTube and all the social media subscribers, all their names and everything, will show and tell all my subscribers, and including is he on my social, because they don't deserve any censorship. They don't deserve any privacy. It's all public. And if they don't want to be public, and if they didn't want to be public, they should never have showed up. It's all public. And maybe someday, when YouTube used to send out those award things, those plaques, bronze, silver, and gold, whatever, maybe one day I'll get a bronze. That'd be nice here, And or one of the other two social media on YouTube I'm going to keep using. But honestly, some people, none of those complainants and accusers should, can, could, may, must, and need are, were, be, and did, and tried did, all to, at, on, in, out, from, and by parking security and lobby security to us and about us, all about, all to, and all about us. Especially since canceled and did all that other stuff. It doesn't go away no matter how those other people mentally ill wanted it to go away. It remains, and everyone, all should, can, could, may, must, and need, show and tell, and showed and tell, all those and all that, all happened. All securities, cameras, all on, all recording, all recorded. That too should be, should, can, could, may, must, and need be showed and told and used as evidence. All of it. All those seconds, all those minutes, all those hours, all those days, all those weeks, all those months, all those years. outside here, elsewhere, everywhere. And I don't care if it hurts their feelings. They should never have done what they did. My father, 1984 and earlier, and all other Ellis's, my father, parents, and parents' parents, and parents' parents' parents, and my mom and I, and all animals and all pets, all fur babies. 1984 and earlier, and since, all since. And I'm not doing this as a harassment. I'm just doing this because, you know, I'm not showing and telling everything like some other stalkers have done. I'm just keeping it within the family. There's nothing I have shown and told that should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not any less, any more public than already were public. Especially stalkers that showed and told my mom and tried to show and told me that my father was alive, and other people. I mean, and impersonated one of those other relatives and or someone. You know, we're not stupid people. Just because my mom is ill, you don't take advantage of a person, anyone. All those how, who, what, where, when, why, and how. Phones, calls, by mail, internet, elsewhere, everywhere. So hopefully in the next few weeks I'll find out how much longer. I'm going to ask if I can exercise with this thing. You know, maybe get some kind of a wrap put on it or something. I don't know. Or, you know, see if I can get back maybe to by the end of August. I can do some more athletics. You know, some more alleged Nordic walking. More dance lessons, more walk fit, like aerobics. I don't know they'll be able to lift any weights. I mean, I can do it with my right hand. I can lift one, no problem. It's a bit heavy, but it's not too heavy. It's only 1 pound, although it's a pound. I'm not going to overexert myself until my healthcare team shows and tells me that I can. My doctors. And too, about physiotherapy, when I phoned the number that was given to me, I was referred to, she said I could only get 2 physiotherapy home visits because I'm not going private. And she didn't think I should, can, could, may, must, need, get new, in addition to the historical one. She was like, just keep doing the exercises you were doing before. Although the new exercises, I'm gonna, you know, and I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, you know, there is a difference between fainting and falling. I don't know why the healthcare workers nowadays don't know the difference. I have witnesses, all witnessed, I did not fall, I fainted. I'm not a falls risk, I'm a fainting risk. I'm a fainting risk. Lots different. Low blood pressure, cardia. $20.24. For a sip of coffee together. Cheers. You know, you hear horror stories about other countries' healthcares, you know, internet, social media, news. etc. And then you end up living it elsewhere, and it's real. The system is totally fucked up. I mean, I was younger, but and I lived, and the staff nowadays, worse than anything and everything that I should, can, could, may, must, and need, did, and do, they're the laziest staff ever. And they treat it as a mental health instead of physical. They're like, I'm like my knees, my hips, my knees, my pelvis, my pelvis, my back, my knees, everything, my ankle, all that needs health care in addition to some, and the ER doctor showed this as broken, discharge, fainted, broken wrist. And I'm sure there was other things broken too, because this is still warm. Because if you break something, it feels warm to the touch, right? Under the skin, and you can feel it even, when you have, and when I have, I can feel it. And my knees are really, without medication, even just a cup, 1 or 2 or 3 at night, in the evening, I don't know where I would be. And I'm not disturbing anybody, when I cry. I mean, okay, when I came home when my cat was euthanized, okay, like any mother would let it out, Heather died. And I did. But I didn't do anything not allowed. Other people did not. There. And in all buildings elsewhere. Please note that Section 2A and 2B of the Corporation's rules no resident shall create any disturbance or annoyance that interferes with the comfort and peaceful enjoyment of other residents in the building. Now I've shown and told all that in my community posts posted. That it wasn't us that were doing it. It was other people. We moved out of there and now we're here. And the same sort of stuff happened off and on and off the internet. Other people didn't do those rules and regulations, whether it's documented exactly the same and or maybe slightly different, such as 2A, 2B might not be the same. 2A might not be the same 2B, although everything else is the same. We didn't do that. Other people did. And does my mom's side, my mom family, my mom alleged other relatives not liked themselves and other people shown and told did not do those rules and regulations, that regulation, that 2A, 2B, with that or without the 2A and 2B, same here and elsewhere, the same number, 2, the same letters, A and B. It doesn't matter. We didn't do that. Other people did. And This doesn't stop. I'm not making noises, disturbances. I'm not lying. I'm not harassing anyone. I'm not bullying anyone. I'm not hateful. I'm not jealous. I'm not predatory. I'm not resentful. I'm not premeditated. I'm not violent. I'm not violences. I'm not violence. I'm not racist. I'm not bigotry. I'm not bigot. I'm not discriminations. I'm not prejudices. I'm not prejudges. I'm not internet trolling. And I'm not stalking anyone. Here, elsewhere, everywhere. All witnessed, including all securities cameras on, all recording and all recorded outside here. Today too, you know, in all future. I just miss those happy times having a pet, fur baby. And you know, I know I'm an adult. Some people might think it's juvenile and silly, but I like to have a fur baby, a pet. And the comfort, the pet therapy they give, I call it pet therapy, in addition to being a pet. It's adorable. You know, not when they're, well, it can be even when they're sick and gravely ill and got sicker, but I would just love to have, although I just like to have another one someday. I don't know when and where, I just don't know. And with all the internet that I mentioned earlier, and the lack of privacy and safety that happened earlier to us, home, elsewhere, everywhere, I just don't know. I mean, most of it's all local in Scotland, you know, the UK. That's where it's all coming from. It's not coming from here. Not in here. It's all other people elsewhere. Me sitting here, all before, all during, all later, and all since June 5, 2025, I did 2A, 2B rules, regulations, enjoyment, etc. Others, all, elsewhere, all. And all should, can, could, may, must, and need, show and tell, and showed and told, all those and all that. All security cameras, all on, all recording, all recorded. Everyone and everything else. Here. Elsewhere, everywhere. And not anyone should, can, could, may, must, and need God get privacy outside my front doors. Buildings, you know. Securities guards on securities cameras, all recording, all recorded. That should, can, could, may, must, and need are, were, and be all public knowledge. I have nothing to hide. All police, and all securities guards, and all paramedics, too, witnessed. All happened. Some of it all during, too. All happened to us. And one of the questions I was asked earlier today, how's your eating? I'm like, well, it's not well. It could be better. It's afternoon here where I am, and I've only just recently ate one Brazil nut. A nut. I suppose that's better than greater than nothing. Although I am hungry. I just wanted to share, the system of physiotherapy in this world. This part of the world, anyway. It's often worse than pharma. Anyway, I don't care. I'm healing. Slowly, although surely, I am healing. And I'm doing actively as possible. That's actively as possible. I am trying. I keep walking. I know I should rest. I try to rest. I keep my legs out. It would be better if I had an ottoman, something I could put my feet on, while they're stretched out. I suppose I should maybe bring my chair over when my kitchen chair's over and I can elevate my feet. Let's try that right now, see if it'll work. I'll do it with you. Let's try to see how this works. I'll have to take the shoes off, of course. Yeah, that works. I feel better. Just as long as my chair doesn't move. You never think I was given a professional pedicure. I could do just as good myself. Actually, better, really. The toenail on my big toenail on my left foot, it's not shaped very pretty. It doesn't even look the same as my left. My left doesn't look the same as my right big toe. The pedicure is the shaping of my toenail. I actually don't want to go back there anymore. I mean, I used it to get good enough. Most all my manicures, like very few complaints. The pedicure, I didn't like it. And when she was doing stuff, I was trying to keep her away from my knees. And I didn't like how close she was to my knees. I think that had a little bit of a contribution to when I fainted on June 5. It was in the mall where Square One Older Adult Center was. And when that closed, when opened Active Adult Center in Mississauga, hopefully the prices don't go too high because some other people have complained to me that the prices from Square One Older Adult Center to there. I'm like, I don't know why. All I can do is take the complaint, not much I can do with it. And I don't have a care. I mean, it doesn't bother me very, you know, the classes and stuff. Some of the dinings, I suppose, although I have received lots of complaints about bingo. I won't mention names and who by because they may need or remain anonymous because I've known them for years. Whether they gave me consent and or not, permission to mention them by names and show and tell them online. Internet. I have received complaints about prize money How come the prices are low? Whether there's lots of other people there, include with and or without us, there more. And the cards, buying the cards and dabbers, and the price, pay more for the cards than in some of the prizes. I was like, I don't know. Well, I do know, but I'm not going to show and tell publicly. And some of them have wondered why, and I'm going back, why I wasn't working there. I mean, they were all complaining that they're short of staff. And my mom can see. My mom does like to play bingo there. She did like it. My mom could see. She does have some difficulties. I mean, did they need somebody? I was a vet when I'm there. I could have did it. Whether it was being Go Friday caller or someone at the front table or a runner or one of the circlers was more. I mean, I don't mind. Instead of playing, I don't mind. But I don't care. I mean, they don't care and I don't care. You know? Well, I suppose they do care. I do care, actually. It's the mall walkers that sort of, they've changed over the years. I know I was resigning because of, and then the person I was resigning because of, in addition to my mom appointments and health, yeah, she had time to play bingo. They took on celebrities, stalker Bill Beckett, and I was like, they said I could come back for a coffee. Not as, whenever, if I was there, I could join them for a coffee after they did their, because I used to do other things there. And then I saw he was there, and I was like, absolutely not. I fully and completely quit. I mean, were they to ask me back, were I to be back, and I've offered to return, was only when and if Bill Beckett expelled from there, suspended from there, and expelled from Square One from Active Adult Center Mississauga and Mississauga Senior Citizen Center completely, because anything and everything was not Employment Standards Act and or alleged volunteering and human rights that Bill Beckett should, can, could, may, must, and need place bingo, Active Adult Center of Mississauga, etc., Active Adult Center of Mississauga, and the alleged agreement that he should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not return to Mississauga Senior Citizen Center when I'm there and all other times. And he's not even supposed to be on the same trans health rights as when my mom was there. He's not supposed to should, can, could, may, must, and need, got, and get any and all contact information, my mom and I, and all others, here, elsewhere. He's not allowed to know us. Phones, calls, internet. He just doesn't understand rejection. We rejected him legally, lawfully, saying competent and employable, rejected Bill Beckett. Phones, calls, etc., and all internet. All others too witnessed. I mean, when somebody staff there wanted to give me a little present for all the help and hours that I put in there, I believe he was there during it all. I tried to live stream and be able to tape it, but because he was there, if they could have done it any other time, he wasn't there. It would have been another day. It would have been, it was that and reference and credentials from there, I didn't want to argue. I didn't want to fight. I just thought it deserved better and greater. And it was just, anyways. The only complaint I have, the only two complaints I have about that center are celebrity stalker. Most the Bill Beckett, the stalker Bill Beckett, there, elsewhere, everywhere, and only has one bathroom in the center. And when that's occupied and used, or mornings and then the afternoons, I don't know when it was cleaned. I have to use a public washroom in the mall, and the ones upstairs are sort of okay, I suppose, but the one downstairs, the public washrooms, they're gross. They're totally disgusting. They're not always clean. They're yuck. Mall. That's it. That's all I've got to say. This feels better. I'm gonna stay here 5 more minutes. I suppose that would have been my evening rant. That's my earlier rant today. And that's not disturbing anybody, other residents. I'm not doing that. I did, and I'm doing sections 2A and 2B, rules, regulations. I'm not, I want to enjoy myself, you know. I don't want to interfere with anybody else's residence, homes, elsewhere. I'm not gonna go outside back door, front door. I never have, never will, yelling and screaming at one of someone, whether, in from, you know, without any just cause. I'm not gonna reply anymore. I mean, I've often heard them, and other people too on social media, you know, virtual, heard it all. And I don't like, some other people have said this and that, and I'm like, remember the alleged federal election or whatever, federal provincial election? I voted. I really did. I voted. And nobody else from here, well, my mom didn't have got the information package by mail to vote. I did, and I went and voted. And all other votes, all other names, other people used here to went and voted, those votes should, can, could, may, must be invalid, not valid. That is invalid. And those votes really should be all recounted. I'm only one. There must be other other people, residents, citizens that, you know, happen to misinformation during the votes. I'm allowed to vote. I voted. I was allowed. I voted. I won't say who I voted for, although I did vote. And if you're Canadian and a local, you know who the electors were. And if you're not, well, just Google. Google will show and tell. Google will show, I should say, show all of you. Well, and if there's any YouTube or anything, you'll hear it. I'm sure. And on my community post page, I did a new poll of votes. I have received lots of good feedback from all of you, my audience, my viewers, my fans online, and what you wanted to see more of already. And I want to know more so I can maybe do some, not all, just lots. And maybe this next month I could do all summer, really, because I'd like to, you know, see if you have any votes there. July 1 this year and July 4 this year. Right now I'm planning, I have 2 meals planned. I have a veggie ground, and I have some apple and sage sauce, hot dog things, sausage things, and the buns. And I would want to make like a sloppy Joe kind of thing and have the other thing. And so that's 2 meals. I'm just trying to figure out if there's going to be anything else. You know, might have that as 2 meals or 1 meal and something else. July 4 too. I mean, most all other people alleged and accused my family and I of internet trolling, it's, you know, harassing and bullying, stalking, violence, hate, etc. All that. Internet, phones, calls, social media, etc. Yet it's always at all doors and windows, always, not us, not me, always somebody else, always another person, more than one. I mean, somebody asked me the other day, is a pets allowed building? As far as I know, it is, and it doesn't bother me if somebody's dog or somebody touches a delivery outside. I mean, just sniffs it or something, you know. You know, if I was to wake up and find out about it, that, you know, more mornings of any kind that my delivery was touched, you know, that doesn't bother me. It's when somebody might be taking it from my front door and taking it into their apartment and maybe photographing it and or videotaping it or real timing, live streaming, contacting anybody about it, showing and telling it to anybody, and opening it, the contents, just, you know, and resealing it with some tape. That's attempted theft or thieving and returning, and it's disgusting that anybody, I've never done, I mean, it can happen, okay, if my stuff was delivered to their address accidentally, wrong. But when it's our stuff is delivered to my front door, that's ours, not theirs. When the securities guards that have watched that happen on securities cameras, recording, and if they're there watching how all happened during, as they should, could, must, and needed, reported it to the condominium corporation and to police and the courts. Because it's not anybody's business. Our mail, our deliveries. I'm expecting some new deliveries. I was gonna have a shower this morning, and then I was busy with phone calls. I'm gonna have to do it later. Washed my hairs yesterday. Did pretty good. All by myself. Mostly with my right hand. Sure, I could ask for somebody to come to my home and wash and blow dry it for me. Sure, but to get dressed and undressed, put my tank top on and some panties on, and actually climb over, you know, I know they're supposed to be professionals and all that, but I've already been touched enough by enough doctors and nurses that I can't be bothered. And I just like to have my independence, you know. So stay tuned. My newest, new, what I eat during a day as the wannabe fat person. I have another video. Use the like button there. Leave your likes and subscribe. I see that it's 1.35K right now. Once it gets to I would like it to be 2000K. Once it gets to 1.4K, I have a surprise in store for you all online that you can watch. And maybe when I can get more subscribers over 2,000, I might do a little giveaway. Although it'll have to be done by, I don't know how to do it electronically. I'm not very techno savvy nowadays. Although, mailing address, it might be a gift card. And I'm trying to keep all my 3 channels separate. One a memorial and one Halloween and this one. Everything separate, To get my reading glasses, I can't see very what your comments are. Get off the internet. I'm reporting you using another channel's name. Get off this. I'm not doing that. My title can be. There could be hundreds of titles, Foodie Beauty, for all I care. I'm not doing that. I am the real Foodie Beauty person, Avril Bellis, human. Foodie Beauty at Avril Bellis Foodie Beauties. That's not the same as the other one. Other ones. It's totally different. And I'm not doing the same thing. And if you have nothing greater and nothing better to did and do, come on here and lied. I don't know that there's 25 more other new subscribers. There might be. And I'm having a coffee with my subs. She doesn't do that, if that's the one you're talking about. And I'm willing to do a giveaway. I don't know that she does. My channel's different. And she should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not copy what I did and do. And I'm not going to be copying her, such as her introduction. I mean, were I to ever get upgrades and updates, I won't be using the same intro. I'd be doing something else. Although that sort of reminds me of when I was younger, but then again, and I won't be selling merch as her, the Foodie Beauty Chantel. I won't be doing that merchandising. I've tried, because I was beginning stuff, and then with my cat, I wanted to get some plushies made, and I sent out for some samples to be sent out to me, and then I was supposed to get those samples and do something with those samples, and I never got those samples. And as I said before, were I to get a new fur baby, not a new, I don't know, it's like getting another pet. Privacy and safety. I don't want to put my next one out there, the next one home with me out there, so publicly, and I don't want to show, not any text messages, not very many emails, not any really, not any by mail. I don't want to show and tell anybody anything, Barry. I might do a Vlogmas kind of thing, including Halloween, some of that in the videos and our video. Um, but not everyday stuff. And including where I'd be doing something like this, live streaming and other videos. No. Privacy and safety. My fur babies mean the world to me. Privacy and safety. It's just like when there's maintenance, having my fur babies put in another room separate from any maintenance worker has to maintain. And I wasn't home. Those maintenance persons, none of those maintenance workers should, can, could, may, must, and needed opened that door at any times. Privacy and safety. So I'm not using her title. I have my own title and my own handle. And I'm going to keep it. And the other ones too. I mean, my cat was Foodie Beauty. I'm not using the same title. I'm finally shuffled everything around now that I have more time on my hands. More time. I've shuffled around the 3 that I'm going to keep the most, and that's it. I mean, there's another channel there. I don't know. I might even just shuffle the Arabella's the Forest Witch over to that channel and just stop using that one altogether and just go to that one because it's more popular. Nothing against having those subscribers, but maybe they'll just go over to that channel. Or this one, I don't know. But honestly, we're not causing any disturbance or annoyance that interfere with the comfort and peaceful enjoyment of other residents inside the building. I'm not doing that. And I'm not the only one in this neighborhood. Internet. Wi-Fi's, virtuals, social medias, emails, text messaging, live streaming, real time, faxes, phones calls, pets, fur babies, all that stuff. All witnessed. All should, can, could, may, must, and need, showed and told, and show and tell. And all securities cameras on, all recordings and all recorded. And all securities guards witnessed all that, all during, and all recorded. Here, elsewhere, everywhere, other residents in this building, and all elsewhere, everywhere. I mean, we shouldn't be disturbed and or annoyed by one and more other residents and their visitors. Really, we should not be disturbed and annoyed by and from one and more other residents and their visitors. Yet we have many a time. I've logged it. I live streamed during and all other times, and all others too witnessed, as I mentioned earlier, including all security's cameras on recorded. I'll probably upload my what I ate video tonight and or tomorrow morning. Today, Meatless Monday, and if not tomorrow morning, soon. Maybe tomorrow night, maybe Wednesday for sure, definitely Wednesday. It might be 2 or 3 of those videos, 2 or 3 days. We'll see. Because of this. I mean, I could type with my right hand. When it's using this, you know how some other people use their thumbs? Well, obviously I can't use my thumb very. I prefer to use this finger. I like to do it like that. I mean, I could do it like that, but then I have to hold it. Mom, are you all right? What? No? Beauty sip. So trouble with what I find, and this I don't have the oomph to clean. I mean, it looks dirty and it's not. It's just temporary stain. Allegedly. Coffee, you know? Have a nice day. Be kind to all, everyone, everywhere. Bye.